Hey, Tony Gas is here. Y'all gotta forgive me, sun shining behind me. I just dropped my son off SAT tutoring, and I'm just gonna ride because I don't want to be filming in front of the tutor house and they mess around and look out and see me on the camera and think I'm showcasing the house or something. But I seen it's a lot of talk still, a lot of talk about this. The real estate fund, the TRU real estate fund, that was the Tulsa real estate fund. And man, it was such a big deal. It was such a big deal. And it breaks my heart because, you know, I want to do a real estate fund. Never wanted to, but recently been wanting to. And it's sad that you have a black man who come from nothing, go to prison, get out of prison, get married, to a black queen who is doing her thing and building her brand and living her life and get married to her, and and you rooting for him, man. You rooting for the black man. Yes, man. You used to sell cocaine, went to prison, got out of prison, man. You doing good. To raise this money. Something always felt off to me. It felt a little off just because he talked fast and he talked too good. Talk fast, talk good, and it just was a lot of little rumblings, and I had met a brother who, I believe that brother told me that the gentleman had stole or ran off with 5,000 or X amount of thousand off on him. And most people that this stuff happened to, it could have been a lot of 5Ks here and there that a lot of folks ain't gonna come out and say nothing because they just don't want their business out there, and they embarrassed that they got swung, and they don't want people to know that they got swung, so they just don't say nothing. But I remember it was one of my clients that told me that. And at this time, and I remember reaching out to the gentleman who started the fund, and I wanted some real estate knowledge. And he just was out there. He was viral. He was going. And I'm like, hey, brother, I want to talk to you about that real estate. And I say, what's your consulting, fee? And he told me $750 an hour. Now, at the time, my brand was way bigger than his, and I was probably charging $150. So I'm like, I can't really see myself paying $750 for somebody who ain't put in the work that I done put in, and they charging $750. And that's when I was like, I need to up my price. But then I was like, well, he probably charged that because he teaching you something that you're gonna get a monetary return. So it's like, okay, you spend money to make money, whereas me, you're gonna get a spiritual or emotional or physical return, unless we talking business. Now, if we talking business, you're gonna get a monetary return, but I still charge $500 an hour, and then $250 an hour for my people that's in the growth club. So I never did the session. I didn't do the session, and I seen the fund get released, and I seen that it raised like $11 million in 48 hours. And now for me, I'm on YouTube, but it's like a little corner for me. YouTube is like a little corner. And I don't try to like grow it or scale it, because I don't do I don't do custom thumbnails and the keyword tags and the full description box. I don't try to scale YouTube. I just get on here. I don't do a studio with a camera and sound with a microphone and editing. I just get on here and talk. Just get on here and talk. And just keep it simple. Simple and straightforward, and let it do what it do. Cause I ain't trying to grow too big too fast. Cause y'all gotta understand. When you watch my videos, one of these days, when my brand hit another, streak, and it hit a peak, people gonna go through my videos and they gonna try to cancel me. And I'm gonna be out there, hey, I'm gonna be on that sword. I'll fall on my sword before I take anything back that I done said, unless it was something that I said outside of the Holy Spirit. But I ain't taking nothing back that I said under the unction of the Holy Spirit, meaning if I'm talking and I'm talking about my beliefs and my beliefs is Bible based, I don't care who it offends, because the word gonna offend you. And so that's what I stand on. And so here it is. I don't be trying to do all of that. So what had thrown me off was the brother was taking and he was doing like street corner teaching. And I just was saying to myself, if you will go on a street corner, like even the people that be preaching the word, I feel like something off with you. Because read the Bible of what it say about the Pharisees. The Bible tell us not to do nothing on no street corner. Bible tell us, oh, that's the coder school. I wonder if they teach grown folks how to code. That's what I was looking for right there, that pokey. Go in there and get me some sushi. Get me a little bit of sushi. I was supposed to be fasting today, but a guy asked me to go to lunch, so I went on ahead and ate, because, when in Rome do what Romans do, I ain't want to have them eating by itself. So I said, I'll fast tomorrow, then go ahead and just have me a little time-restricted eating window today and fast tomorrow. So I say, yeah, something is off. Something is off with this street corner stuff, man. And now I could say that. I couldn't say that back then, because it'd have been like, oh, you judge it. Oh, you judge it. All you want to do is judge. You want to knock a black man down. That's all you want to do. Black man try to do something, you want to knock a black man down. And so you couldn't say nothing back there. But then I kind of felt, and I was like, oh, I don't know, because I'm a speaker. I'm a professional speaker, and I get paid to speak around the world. And I would never go on no street corner. So when it came to the street corner, I'm like, man, this feel a little narcissistic. And I mean that word in the real way, not the way a lot of y'all be using it. And so I say, man, this just don't sit right with me. So even though it's $500, I ain't have it. I didn't have the 500 for it because it ain't sit right with my spirit. But I was hoping it was gonna go right. But I was thinking, and then when I was thinking, I'm like, well, how in the world? I said, this brother must got a silver tongue, because how in the world did this man get this off the ground? And it's so sad, because this stuff is not easy to get off the ground. Like, you got to know people. You got to be connected. Like, you got to have some good behind lawyers, some good behind paperwork. I can't get nothing off the ground because everybody I go to, they want an arm and a leg. But I bet you this brother was able to talk them people out their services free of charge. He probably paid them a little bit out of the fund once the money was raised. But I'm like, man, it's an honest person who could raise $11 million. I probably wouldn't be able to get no money. I mean, get nobody to help me. The lawyers be like, oh, well, we charge a $5,000 retainer and we charge $650 an hour. Because they'll look at my brand and be like, oh, you got it. Oh, you all in Tahiti. You all in Maldives. Yeah. And so, but a lot of times it don't be that case. Like, you don't have no $50,000 for lawyer fees when you trying to get something off the ground. But that's what they be wanting. But somehow this brother was able to get somebody to help him with this paperwork and get this fund, and people was trying to put him in the same box with Grant Cardone, who got a fund, and Grant another, fast talker. But Grant a fast talker, but the thing with Grant is he know what he doing to a degree, and he got too much money. Like, Grant done brought in probably billions. He probably done brought in $1 billion. Well, Buddy brought in like, 11, 15 million or something like that. So that's 15 million. That's peanuts to Grant Cardone. So Grant probably got a lot more scrutiny on him to where he got to do a lot more due diligence. And then here go the brother, he get the money. Then I felt something was off. I'm like, hold on now. When you raise people money, you don't go buy your dream. Like, you don't raise people money to go buy office space. He basically went and bought an office space. I'm like, hold on now. You could have went and bought an apartment complex. Like, get you a 10 uniter for $400,000 in Alabama. Just start there. Get you 10 of those. Buy all of them up in Alabama. Get you 3 of them for $1 million in Alabama. People live in them. Go do that. Then go to a little bit bigger place and get your 10 uniter that might cost $3 million, $2 million. It's like you got $11 million in the first 48 hours to work with. Why do you go buy an office space? It's like, have you ever been in an office space? Like, office space ain't booming like that. Office space, what you been doing in the office space? Yeah, you finna have members that's paying $100 a month. So $100 a month, you get 10 people. You only finna have 30 members. You're making $3K a month, and that's before taxes, before expenses, before all of this. You at $3K a month. You making $36,000 a year, man. These people finna, and then think about it like this. This the other thing that was a red flag to me. It's $500 to get in. So I wish I had another phone in here. $500 go into $1,000 2 times. So it take to get to 1,000, and then 1,000 times 1,000 equals $1 million. So it take 2,000 people to get $1 million off of $500. Almost everybody could scrounge up $500 some kind of way, even if they got to borrow it. So out of 11 million, that's when I stopped following it. They had raised 11 million. That's 2,000 times 11. That's 22,000 people. That's 22,000 people. So even if you go buy, let's say you go buy a 30 unit, and this 30 unit, let's say on average you getting 1,000 a month, because not all of it gonna be full. It might be 1,200 a month, but all ain't gonna be full. So let's say you're getting 1,000 a month. So now out of that 1,000 a month per 30 unit, you getting $30,000 a month. So now you got $30,000, and then you're gonna have to take off taxes. Let's just put it at 15%. Let's say you put up 15% for taxes. So now that's $4,500 off of that 30K. So $4,500 off of that 30K. Now you at $25,500. Then you got the manager, department manager. You paying $25,000. Let's say you paying $2,500 a month. Boom. So now 25. Now you at 25,000 minus 2,000, 23,000. 22,500 plus that other 500 you already had on there. 23,000. Let's say you're at 23,000. Off your 30 unit, you at 23,000. You got 22,000 investors at $500. Now some people did more money. Like, some people did 1,000. I think the largest investor was 40,000. But so it's okay, 40,000. That means he take up 80 people. Let's say he worth 80 people at that 40,000. So now it's like, let's just keep it at 500 though. When you got 22,000 and you off this unit, you bringing home, you got 22,000 people, but you bringing home $22,000 basically, because you're gonna have the maintenance man as well. That's a fee. You might have another, like janitor or cleaner. Then you got the fund itself. The owner of the fund get 10% off the top, so that's $3K off of that $30K. They get 10%. So you're looking at, off a 30 unit, you bring it home, and then you got to put up 20% for repairs. So now you taking off another 8,000. 6,000. So let's say you down to 22,000 minus 6, 20 minus 4, you at 16,000. You at $16,000, but you got 22,000 investors. If you got 10,000 investors, but you got $16,000. So your investors getting $1 a month. If you got somebody who is worth 80 people, they getting $80 a month. So the man who gave 40,000, which I talked to him on the phone for a few minutes because I wanted to talk to him about starting us a fund, since he honestly now he trying to go after the money. But let's say he do off that one unit, let's say he do $100 a month. He is due $100 a month. A year, that's $1,200. He gave 40,000. It's finna take him 40 years off that 130 unit. But how much that 30 unit costs? That's $3 million. So let's say you get 3 of them. Out of that 11 million, let's say you able to get 3 of them. And you don't even do it cash. So you just put down 20% and you financing it. But let's say you get 3 of them. Now this man who's supposed to get $100 a month, now he getting $300 a month. $3,600. It's still about to take him 10 years to make his money back, because they did it at such a low price point to where you finna be getting 25 cents a month. If you invested $500 into this fund and the man did everything he was supposed to do with that money, with your $500 investment, you getting 25 cents a month. You lucky you getting $1. You get $1. So it's been so you get $12 a year. So at $500, based on what they had to buy at that time, you get $12 a year. It didn't take you 10 years to make $120. 20 years to make $240. 30 years to make $360. You see what I'm saying? You're not supposed to do no fund where you could get in for $500. Now the white people fund, you can't get in. But no, you can't get in. And the white people fund, what they do, you got to be an accredited investor. And an accredited investor, they have stipulations for that. Like you earn over $200,000 a year, or you got $1 million, in cash or whatever put up. And I'm like, man, so, and you just gotta, they don't check your bank account. You just gotta say, yeah, I'm an accredited investor to be able to invest. And I invested in one. I invested like $5,000. I went back and looked at it not long ago, and I think it was like, it could have been $5,700, but it's been a couple years. And they hold your money for 5 years. I can't get my money back for 5 years, man. I need my money, man. Hey, send my money, man. I went back one day to check on it, and I'm finna withdraw my money. I'm like, hold on, let me see what these people doing, man. The market be finna crash. Let me get my money out of here. I went back in there and read the fine print, say you can't get your money for 5 years. I'm like, what in the world? Is you kidding me? So as soon as that 5 years up, give my money. I'm finna invest my own money. But yeah, this is how it go. This how it go. So I say, okay, well, all right, this is what we finna do. This man got the heap of money, $500 a pop. We gonna see what he do with it. And I'm gonna come back and talk on this because I got to use this here bathroom. So I'm finna go in here and fake like I'm gonna buy something to eat. I'm gonna buy a little thing of sushi and see if I can use these people's bathroom. But I'm about to, I done drunk 3 bottles of water. I'm about to pee down my leg. Lord forgive me. Get on in here. Right. But we're gonna finish talking about this. So look out for the other video. We're gonna finish talking about this and just I'm gonna talk to you about this. Why I don't stamp people. Cause the boy 19 Keys was there. He ain't did no video saying I denounced this man. Jamal Bryant was there. I think politicians was there. Where they at now? Can't find them.